Hello, my name is Phil Riddle. I'm a lifelong resident of this city, born and raised here, and I'm a candidate for District 4. I'm number 4 on the ballot. This is my second time to run, and I would like you to know that I am interested in serving you, the citizens of South Irving. I was raised here in South Irving. I'm a property owner here in South Irving. I served on the fire department for over 32 years, so I'm familiar with this city and I'm familiar with service to the citizens of this city. From my standpoint of service, I can tell you there's a big need in public safety right now. With much of the infill housing that's taken place, we find that we are undercovered as far as fire emergency service and ambulance service. We have a need for 2, maybe even 3 more fire stations to cover the city properly and to provide a good response time to each area of the city. Years ago, much of what was vacant land has now been filled in with a dense population, and that creates a much greater need for emergency services. I also feel like the street repair is something that needs to be given priority. Especially with the winter weather that we've had, we have several streets in the area that certainly need some pothole repair as well as just major repair to some of the road surfaces. The option of tax abatement always exists. I think companies look to cities now for when they're going to relocate, when they're going to develop, they look for an opportunity from a city to have their taxes reduced for a period of time. I think that is quite an option. I also think we could look at maybe waiving construction fees while not lowering standards for those construction projects, but certainly waiving fees to make it more feasible and make it a more desirable place for development to come in and people to produce new buildings and industries. I think for sure South Irving. I think the stalled heritage development project really needs to be gotten off of high center, I guess you'd call it. It seems like in the past several years we've had promises, we've had people make proposals, and nothing has taken place. I would certainly like to see city staff look at the proposals that are there, see if there's something that can be developed in order to get this vacant land that's in South Irving back on tax rolls and producing revenue for the city. Diversity creates a challenge for those who we would need to assimilate into our culture here in Texas and in Irving. The ethnicity of other people oftentimes doesn't blend well without a concerted effort. I think that's a challenge. That's a challenge for those of us who are here and for those who move here to become part of our society without losing maybe the flavor and some of the traditions of their society. I think it's what made America a melting pot. I'm afraid in the last few years we've become a little bit segmented and a little bit divided. And I think I would really like to see Irving be the place where the melting pot and the cohesiveness come back together. Okay, Midtown Express, Highway 183. Wow, what a long needed project this is. I think it will be something that will eventually end up with the ability for people to pass through Irving quickly, be able to enhance the center of town and what takes place there. But at the same time, we've got to realize this is going to be a long project. I think we've seen other projects that have taken many, many years. This will be a long one. We'll see increased traffic along Irving Boulevard, and we'll see businesses that will probably suffer, especially those that are along the frontage roads of 183 at this time. So I think it's going to be a long process. I think it's something we're going to have to try to weather as a community, but I think in the end it's going to be something that we're going to be very proud of, and it's going to be really a boost to our city.